What's up, YouTube? What up, Snappers? It's Fizz. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel below in the comment box. Give me your experience and your tall tale. So, I wanted to talk about surrounding people with the energy you like to be surrounded with and you'd like to indulge in, because there's too many times people sacrifice their energy to be around energy they don't want to be around, or do things they don't want to do. I see so many people like, oh, well, she's my grandma, or that's my brother, or relative. To make that short of a point, everybody is your family. So, of course, you might value some people more, or have a deeper related connection between someone. But if you don't really enjoy being around someone, then there's no sense of being around them, whether they're your relative or not. And like I said, everybody really is basically your relative. There's no if, or and, or buts about it. Just like you could hate your whole family, which I'm sure a lot of people do. They might not hate, but they might just not get along, and they might not feel the connection. Just because someone gives you money and things like this, it doesn't matter, because what matters most is the quality time spent with somebody. That's what really matters. And people go way too far-fetched, and I don't care. Like, I'll still be thankful and grateful for things like that, but if we don't have a tight connection or development, communication, and you're not happy and energized and being alive, then why would I want to sacrifice my and collateral for that? It would be pointless, and it's just going to drain me and take me down into the grave. um, People always sacrifice what they have for lesser. It doesn't really make sense. You can't help someone who doesn't want help. You can't make someone believe something if they don't want to, and there's no sense. You can see if someone's able to believe something or actually want to do it. And like 99.9% of people don't want to believe in what they already have as a belief system or morals or whatever, and the way they see things and be perspectives. And they don't like to change their habits or even try new things. Not everybody, but some people do. Some people are just so ignorant and so set in stone, like they are their actual walking gravestone, their tombstone. They're already living it. Again, people don't express themselves, but a lot of people are miserable and depressed anyway. You can just see it as the amount of people, and I'm talking from a U.S. perspective, but I imagine it'd be a lot around the world anyway. And I see why people would be depressed and things like that, but I guess we're kind of budging to the topic that I'm expressing. These people, again, are sacrificing something that they have for something that they don't want. It's just like spending time with your grandma. Yeah, you can spend time with your grandma you want, but if there's not a communication, you don't really enjoy it. And forcing yourself, and just because you're spending time with someone doesn't mean anything. This is your life on the line. If you don't get along with someone, and you think because it's your brother or someone, you feel like you need obligated time and need to spend it with them, you're delusional. Because it's not gonna work like that. And I'm only telling you this because I'm a raw dude and I give raw info. But I'm only 24, but I've been through I'm not saying I'm different from anyone, and everyone has their different experiences, which makes the individual unique in the way they have perspective and the way they feel. That's what makes the individual person, not words and their appearance. But we're not going to get into that. it's pointless to spend time with someone when it doesn't mean anything to you, or someone that it, you're doing something you don't want to do and you don't really feel that vibe, and they're stealing from you and taking more than you're giving. And these people are just stealing your energy like a vampire and draining you of your energy, your life forces, your creativity, your time. And this is all life is: your creativity, your time, and your energy, hence your life forces. So, I mean, you choose. I'm just saying, I've tried to help so many people. I'm not going to go into it, but I've tried, like, specific examples. I tried helping so many people when I was younger, and I don't really do it too much today. I do it to the people who want it, but no one comes to me for anything. One, because people don't know they need help. Two, people don't know what help is. And three, some people do know what help is and care less. And four, people run to other people who are delusional and give them false alarms and interests and false healings and hopes to healing them. And five, some people just don't want to come to me. It's not like I'm shouting them out or luring them in. I'm not going to do that. There's no point. But I've tried helping so many people in my life that, and you wouldn't believe the situations. It's so ridiculous. I'll give one example. And people are just ridiculous. And it's not even more so helping. I mean, it is, but it's more so advice. There were these two girls who were best friends. And I was friends with them both. And they were really cool. Beautiful girls. And I talked to them both separately, and they were mad at each other. Best friends mad at each other. Imagine that. And what they're mad about, I forget the real reason, but I hung out with both of them independently when, like, one-on-one without the other around, and they both told me why. And then I went to each one and told them, or at least the other one, maybe both, I don't really remember, and I told them why they were mad and how ridiculous this is. And I told them, like, I told them the advice and everything, like, they're not really mad at you, they just feel this way, and da da da. And then ultimately what happened is they come at me and they get mad at me. Meanwhile, their whole thing was just bizarre and pointless anyway. Of course, they were younger and may not have known, but this is just one little example of me trying to give advice or trying to help people when they don't want it. They have to want it. They have to be on their knees, basically, and begging you for it, because that's the only way they're going to want it. You give someone who doesn't really care or doesn't really want it, it's pointless. Or someone who's half-ass listening or might listen, but you can tell when someone's open, and especially when you come to your senses. I've always been that way, of course, more now than ever, and it's pointless to try helping anybody. And that's what I'm saying. It's pointless to spend time with anybody that you don't why spend time with someone, like, yeah, if they're maybe miserable for a second, or this is like a once in a while coincidence, or really rare, yeah, that's a different story. But someone who's down all the time and not trying to change, and you don't force yourself to help somebody or spend time with somebody. It's so ridiculous. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter. If you don't get along with this person or vibe, and you don't enjoy this person's company, you're sacrificing yourself and you're hurting yourself emotionally, mentally, and physically. Your time and energy, it's all getting sucked like a vampire. So I'm going to cut that off and say, surround yourself around people you want to surround yourself. Find a role model or somebody you actually want to be like, or someone that's really in shape and you idolize. And I'm not saying go full death and compare yourself, but if it's going to motivate you and change your habits or perspectives and make you feel better, then definitely do it. Again, you want to be around energized people who are full of life, who inspire you to do more, who are creative, and who are successful in their own terms, who are healthy, basically. That health is everything. And they live their lives happily, and nothing really brings them down, and they enjoy every moment. And you could be with them forever, whether you're saying something or not, and you just enjoy it completely, and there's not really awkwardness or so and so weirdness. Not that there's nothing wrong with that or that it is weird at all. It's better not to be normal anyway, but that's not really the point. The point is you want to be around energized, healthy people who have a soul and who are, I mean, if they have energy, who wants to be around a slouch and someone who doesn't move or is dull in life? That's boring and dull and lack creativity. No one's going to be around that. So why would you put yourself in the situation of that? It's just going to hurt you. And so I just see some people, like, it hurts me to see these people. I mean, of course it doesn't hurt me that bad, but it's just so ridiculous to say, oh, I gotta spend time, I feel obligated. And why? Like, why? I understand where you're coming from, but it's pointless. You need to realize that you're not going to make a change in this person. Yeah, you may improve this mood, but improve their mood or bring something into their life, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this person should be improving their mood on their own and enhancing their own life, their own quality, and just attracting each other. It shouldn't be something that's forced, and they shouldn't depend on you for some type of happiness. Yeah, if they want it and maybe they're paying you and you feel obligated, or maybe they're paying you and that's why you're doing it, but that's going to bring in some mischief, and you're not going to be genuine you. So surround the people, like, and if you can't find those people, don't be around those people. It's trust me, I understand. I feel for you. It's hard to find people, especially in a modernized society. For the most part, it's hard to find people who are genuine and true and have that energy, that are energized. And most people are dull and super boring. I've always got bored of activities and people all my life. I'm glad I'm expressing myself now, or I mean, I always did. And maybe back then it was a little bit different because I didn't realize people got so dull so quick, especially when they got a little bit older and they got so sick and not full of life and not vibrant and unhappy and depressed and so caught up with being serious all the time and doing work. Like, as work is, there's nothing wrong with work, but if you are going to do work or whatever it doesn't even, you don't even have to call it work. I hate the word work and I hate the word job. To me, they're derogatory and they mess with me in my mind when people say that. You should be enjoying and be happy doing whatever it is, because it's ultimately what you want to do. Don't believe in the stigma that you're going to have to do some stuff that you don't want to do. Yeah, you may experience some stuff with that, but then that's why you experience that stuff with that, especially later in life. And you're going to have a good understanding of something you kind of want to do, or at least know you want to do, or have interest in something, explore, because that's just natural. And it'd be pointless to go do what you, I mean, you could try it just for the experience, because that's what life is, and I based everything on experience, not science. But it's pointless for me to go do something I don't really have no interest in or don't want to do. Just like I don't really know what it would be, like something like maybe racing cars, and I have nothing against it, but I don't like driving. Even though I do drive, I keep my driving to a minimal. One, I hate sitting down. I don't like driving at all. I'd rather someone else drive me. For the most part, I'd definitely rather someone else, and depend who it is that's driving. And personally, I don't like driving fast. So, and then like speed racing or something like that. I don't like it. It's, to me, not supernatural. And that's just that. So, again, I'm not going to do something I really don't have interest in or want to do. And every time I do force myself, because I have in the past, definitely, and it's just, I hate it. Like, I'm not enjoying myself. Like, you want me to fake it to enjoy and make it? It's completely redundant and pointless. So don't do that. It not goes with the same people. Like, if you probably experienced this once and it kind of sucks, because when you do see these high energized people or meet someone lively and you really like, sometimes like they're already occupied doing so many things. They already have a significant other, or they're already busy doing so many things, or they're far away. You don't really, get to acknowledge them and be with them. But when you are around these people that are highly energized and vibrant, and you can just communicate with them all day, which usually for me, in my experiences, they're short-lived and they're momentarily, because as I stated before, pretty much those examples of why these people, it's like, yeah, it's because a lot of people are just trying to steal my energy, and they're dull and they're down and they're depressed, and they don't have an outlook on life, and they, like, when they're around me, it's like they're trying to take every one of my eyesight. They want me to constantly look at them and give them attention and yada yada yada. It's like, dude, no, like, even though you're with me, or even a girl, like, I don't just give you 24 of my attention and watch everything you do, and just too much. And when you get around these energized people, like, that's what you want to be around, because then they'll inspire you for your creativity. Their energy will actually give you energy, and then there'll just be a whole ball of energy, a whole field of it, a whole actual force field. It is actually real. You just don't see it. You actually feel it. Like, I never really watched Star Wars, but I probably played a couple games of Star Wars or something like that, where there's force fields. I'm sure you probably heard about it. They are real things. But they're not. Everything in a movie is, no matter what type of movie it is, it subsequently came from a real life thing, whether you see it or not. Not everything you see. Life is based on a feeling, nothing else. You can only feel. You can think logically and have intellect and entertain yourself all you want. It is a feeling. Like, I can make myself laugh, and I can keep doing it. It is a feeling. It's not, of course, I can have a thought to make me laugh, and someone can improvise, or I could see something that could entertain me and have some laughter. Sure, that's perfectly fine. But if you control it, it's a feeling. You generate everything from within. It's not really a hard thing to grasp, because once you're in control, then you're in control of your life. But again, just imagine being around a bunch of depressed people. Yeah, they might not change you, but they're definitely gonna affect your energy. And just people who are full of energy and just, like, on the same wave as you, the same page, the same levels, and then you build it each other. Then you have creativity, and then you'll inspire to do things, and then you feel love and you feel good. And I mean, it's just as simple as that. Like, why would you be around a person who's just, like, kind of snobby, down, always hating and angry and depressed, have anxiety and worrying all the time, and just not living life and not in the moment, thinking about the past, the future, and just someone you can be comfortable around and just be you. You can own yourself and live it up to yourself. Yeah, so don't force yourself, snappers. Don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do, and don't listen to other people. Experience it for yourself. Life is based on feelings, feel, and most of all, just don't surround your people. Don't feel like you have to force it. You don't have to do it. You don't have to. It's the worst thing. That's why you feel bad from it and you feel drained. It's one thing to want to help somebody who's down, but on the other retrospective, a phone works two ways. Works two ways. The other side, the person has to answer, and they have to want to answer the phone call. They have to want to genuinely answer the phone call. And if they don't, then it's pointless. You're going to leave a voicemail, that whatever that's going to do. But it's up to them to feel and experience and make the change for themselves. You can't force it. You can try to. It doesn't matter, because I've been around all my life 9 out of 10 people, even. And the 1 out of 10 that I'm talking about, I don't talk to on a daily basis, and it was few similarities or interests, because they're always moving and they're always doing things, and it's hard to really connect with these people and be around them, and especially someone on your wave, because it's just so because 9 out of 10 people are just yelling, in my life, yelling, screaming, depressed, angry, anxiety, hate their life, boring, dull, lethargic, unenergized. It's all my life. So I'm different, and I don't mean to boast about that, but I am, because I've always seen. Trust me, I have bad backlashes on me too, and they're more so physical things about me, as I can't endure a lot of things people can endure, and just as like damaging the body, I can't do that like some other people. I just know I can't. Just like I see a bunch of people, not saying I can smoke cigarettes, I never have, but people smoke cigarettes all the time, like in packs and packs and packs, and they drink liquor rapidly. Me, if I do that just a little bit, I'm gonna fall over and die. I don't understand how these people do it. Also, I do have, like I said, that heart condition, but we're not gonna blabber on about that. I just wanted to say, it, some people take for granted for what they really have, or don't even know what they really have. And again, these people who are so, I'm just saying, what I was getting at is I have setbacks too in the physical reality. But everyone I've seen, and I've been around so much discipline, abuse, verbally and physically, depressed people judging me, criticizing, like people who aren't open and make fun of you all the time and try to bully me. So many people are so judgmental and bullying and make fun of you. It's so ridiculous. It's preposterous. It really is. They will stampede you with their bullyingness because they're unsatisfied with their life and they're angry and depressed. And so they're like hyenas, basically. If you just, you got to get away from that, and you got to live your life, whatever it is that does it. Set a path for you, and make a change today, right here at this moment. Don't let it further escalate and stampede. Act upon it now and really make something happen. That's what matters most, what you're doing right now. And don't fall into what people other think of their reality and their opinions in these movie screens and these fashion models at all. They're models or example or diagram, doesn't mean anything, just for you to look at. But like I was saying, and I'll cut it off with this, I observed everybody my whole life, whether I was doing it consciously or kind of like subconsciously, and I just around a lot of discipline and being abused, like I said, mentally and physically. A lot of depressed people, unhappy people. I didn't even get to choose it, especially when I was younger, because I didn't know what was going on. And now it's just made me into who I am. And I don't want to boast about it that I am different, but it's better to be different than be the same. And I don't try to be different. I am different. I don't try to be funny. I am funny. There's so many people who are always trying to be funny and grab attention. They're trying to. I'm not trying to. I'm being real and honest. That's why I like, whether someone hates me, yeah, I might feel it, or someone's depressed, I'll feel the energy. I always empathic, or empathy, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I do feel it, and maybe it will, affect me in some way and hurt me, but I get over things quick, or maybe I'll just bounce right off of me, ricochet, and come back to them, which honestly, anybody's gonna end up hurting themselves in the long run. So I'm not gonna let it get to me as much as possible. People are always gonna try to bring you down. There's always gonna be the other side anyway, so enjoy it and indulge into it. People are always gonna hate on my videos and hate on me, and I don't talk about haters or anything like that all the time, but people are always gonna give dislikes and unfollow you, not want to subscribe, and act like they're number fan and not be your fan, and just things like that, and be full of shit and full of themselves and go against the grain, whatever you have to say, Well, that's fine. Go do it. If it makes you feel better. We must spread love and feel for one another, but don't force it. Like, don't, yeah, you can feel love and do whatever, but don't, you know what I mean? Don't, if someone's always down or something like that, you don't have to keep committing and doing all this energy. It's pointless. It's your energy, it's your life, you get to do what you want. I could rattle on, but I'm going to leave it at that. So thanks for tuning in, Snappers. I have music. You should check it out. This isn't my only video. Check out my other ones. Subscribe to the channel. If you have any of your video requests, I would be inspired to take them. It's been raining every fucking day over here. Like every day. Give me a thumbs up if you're going to live your life to the fullest and get away from these blood-sucking vampires. And that's like another thing. Vampires in the movies, even zombies, these, of course, they're exaggerated and they're Hollywood, hollified, but they are actually real. They are, and I'm not saying this to be funny or entertain the idea. Well, you could take it however you want, but they are actually real in the physical sense and in the mental energy sense. I don't know how they're exemplified or personified or made to be in the movies and different types of movies and stuff like that, but they are real in every way. They definitely are. I'm not just saying this. I'm definitely not. They really are. Give me a thumbs down if you don't think they're real. You can believe whatever you want, and you're going to be set in stone to the grave, and right, set in stone from the beginning on your grave. Tell your tall tale and your experience, your feeling, as I base my life off of, in the comment section below. I would never base anything off of papers or science. That is bullshit. Live your life. Get some green juices in there. Get some raw milk. Get some raw living foods into your life and feel and get around those energized people. That's all I like to discuss. I'm going to dismiss it there. I also am writing a book called Life's a Ride, and I have some other ones on the way, but this one's going to be out really soon on the ebook, so stay tuned for that and sub to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thanks for tuning in, and thanks for being here. Be yourself, be original, and feel, because that is everything. Thank you.